Hey guys, welcome to day 32. I'm planning to be on here probably a couple minutes longer than the last 2 days. As you can tell, I'm sounding a little bit better. My voice is still not 100%, but I'm not nauseous at the moment. So I was like, I'm going to take my opportunity and do my Facebook Live for the day because I just never know how long this is going to last. Hopefully it's just going to last. But it's been an interesting few days, and a good time of just resting, but also like pushing through in some ways, and just like you really have to be like kind to ourselves in these times where we're not feeling our best. And so I've been like doing some productive things, but like not really pushing myself too hard. But Tuesdays are always my days where I'm at home and I have like my emerging profits classes and all such things. But I actually wanted to just share with you guys a couple things. I posted a picture in my Instagram stories just of some of the things that I have been doing and using to like really help me survive these last few days. This is day 3 of this gastro kind of like upset. And it really kind of hit me like a train when I woke up Sunday morning. And I'll have to say, I was completely fine Saturday night and did not have any suspicion or any sense of feeling unwell. And then I woke up Sunday morning, and I'll save you the graphic details, but it was not pretty. But so there's a couple things. I've already talked about peppermint essential oil. And I shared that I often will share my introduction to essential oils as my testimony being in Israel and having digestive upset. And peppermint was the first essential oil that I was ever introduced to. And so this has been like my lifesaver this week. And so peppermint, you can get it in like so many forms, but this is just the pure essential oil. But you can use it aromatically, topically, and internally because we have certified pure tested grade oils. So you can get this one, and this one I've been using the most. I carry this in my purse all the time. But then I also have a doTERRA Touch Peppermint Touch roller bottle. And so the difference is these Touch roller bottles are pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So you can just take this, you can I would like lift up my shirt and roll it on my belly, on my stomach. And it's very cooling. You can do that with this one, but if you don't use a carrier oil, you will notice that it feels very cold. Your skin will feel really, really cold. So you can take it, you can use it topically. But then we have these, they're called peppermint soft gels, and they're enteric coated. So what that means is there's a special coating on them that allows the peppermint essential oil not to just be digested and absorbed in your stomach, but it actually helps it to pass through into your intestines, because peppermint, these are really good for IBS, for like irritable bowel syndrome and any kind of digestive related issues. So these ones are really great. So, I actually took this before I had some chicken noodle soup, and I do not feel nauseous at this moment. So I'm like, yes, I'm winning. But another thing is this one. So this, on the airplane, I have to say my flight home yesterday, I was definitely struggling, was really, really struggling with motion sickness. And usually I do okay on airplanes, but just because of everything going on. And so all that I did was, so first I can put a drop of peppermint under my tongue. You can take it internally. But also if you're feeling nauseous, to put a drop in your hand. And then what I do is I like rub my hands together, and then I tent my hands over my nose and my mouth, and just like breathe it in, and just breathe it in. And if you put a drop of peppermint in your hands and you hold it over your mouth and nose, like to be able to hold it and breathe it in just like that, you probably won't even be able to do it for 5 seconds, like, because it's so powerful. And it's so, so strong. But what it does, it like opens things up and you feel like you can breathe better. And often when you feel nauseous or even like motion sickness, what you just need is you need like fresh air. Like you just want that sense of like easy breathing. And so doing that, like cupping the peppermint in your hand. Hello, Denise Rios from Puerto Rico. Good to see you. Denise, I got all the Puerto Ricans today. Denise and Gloria. It's, I wonder one day I'll have to come to Puerto Rico. But yeah, so just using the peppermint oil to like really settle and calm, and that works really well. You know, because I always drive, like I'm single and so I'm always driving myself everywhere. But if I'm in a vehicle with other people, it can be very prone to getting motion sickness. And so to like just prevent myself from, if someone else is driving, I will immediately proactively take a drop of peppermint oil under my tongue, swallow it, or drink it down with water. And sometimes I'll even take it and like, pull my shirt up and just rub it on my belly just to like prepare myself. And I find that just that proactively is enough that I know that I'm not gonna, be upset by their hardness on the brakes and their rough driving. So, and then one other thing, so that was all about peppermint essential oil, but there is one other really great essential oil blend. So peppermint's really great, but we have a digestive blend that mixes a whole bunch of different oils, and it takes a bunch of oils that have different benefits for the digestive system, and it puts them together. So in Canada, it's called Zengest. Zengest is the essential oil blend. In the US, it's called Digest Zen. It's just a labeling change because Canadian Food and Drug Board, they have silly rules. So they made doTERRA change the name here in our market. So Zengest, so it's a mixture of ginger, peppermint, fennel, and caraway. And so when I was, woke up on Sunday and, woke up and had to put my face in the toilet like soon on waking. Said I would try not to be too graphic, but it's been a very graphic few days. You just have to laugh about it, So thankfully I had a bottle of Zengest soft gels, and after that first episode, I was able to then like settle things enough so that I was not like dry heaving for a couple days. So I know, guys, this is super vulnerable, but I'm just trying to make the most of it. But Zengest soft gels, so these are really great, and so they do help to like just settle and just calm. And I've been taking these, and they have really helped, but I can only imagine how much more I would have suffered, and probably would not have been able to get things together enough to go to the conference on Sunday, because I did go. I was able to just, once everything was emptied out, I just didn't eat anything, and I took my oils and I went to the conference. And so these things, so peppermint and Zengest or Digest Zen, and they're good for all things digestive related. I keep these in my purse. I'm not someone who's like super prone to like acid reflux or heartburn or anything like that. But, some people carry Rolaids or Tums in their purse. I carry Zengest once in a while. Sometimes you just feel things are just not settling, or if you eat a really big meal and things are just not processing properly, that can be super supportive for your digestive system. Hello, Jean, Babel, and Sydney Smithberry. Okay, we got 3 countries on here. We got Canada, USA, and Puerto Rico. I know I'm throwing everybody off with the times of day, but I was like, Tuesdays are so busy for me, often with like Zoom calls. I might have to check out of a couple of them today because I still think I need to rest a little bit more. But I was like, I'm feeling good and I am not feeling nauseous, so I'm going to go for it. And this has been really, it's been good for me. It's been really super stretching, having, felt led to do this 50 days of Facebook Live and then have things not really, going quite the way that I wanted. And so, it's just, we can't always show up and be full strength and bring, everything forward. But, even in, these times, we can still show up and be kind to ourselves and show up in like little increments. Hello, Dylan Merritt. Good to see you. Welcome. Okay, Sydney, I'm going to prophesy over you. Sydney, I don't think I prophesied over you for a little while. Yeah. Sydney, I just see the blessing of the Lord really being poured out on you in this season. And I see some areas that God is going to open things up for you, and there's going to be an unexpected reaping an unexpected reaping in some areas where it had just seemed, it had seemed like there was barrenness, and where you'd been pushing for the breakthrough. I see the Lord releasing some specific strategies for you in this season, where you're just going to be able to do implement some specific key and strategic things that are going to help you to like push and break through to that next level. And Sydney, I'm just really hearing this thing of, I'm hearing it, God's been saying this to myself, but I'm hearing it for you too. Like, it's not about working harder, but it's about working smarter. And that's what some of these strategies are going to be about. It's going to be helping you to learn how to work smarter. And yeah, I just see some strategic things that you can do that are going to be able to connect you with the right people and help you to get a little bit more momentum and breakthrough in some of the areas that you've been pushing. And I also see some new doors that God's going to bring in front of you. I think it's like you've been, I think there's been a real intentionality and diligence in the way that you've been like guarding your time and like what you're investing in. And I saw that there's like a, you've really been seeking the Lord and walking in wisdom in the things. And what am I supposed to, put my hands in? What am I not supposed to put my hands in? But I just see that I'm seeing like I feel like within like 2 months, there is a door that is going to open to you, and it's an unexpected door of opportunity. And I just feel the Lord's excitement for you to walk through it. And it's a bit of a pivot, and it's not something that you had on your radar or were expecting, but it is something that is going to help you to like expand your momentum and have a farther reach for where you're called to like minister and serve people and all that. So it's going to help you to like expand and like kind of cast your net broader. It's kind of like, I see you've had like this like lasered in kind of like vision and focus, like, okay, this is my niche. This are my people. But I see God actually opening it up and expanding it. And it's not actually even that it's about like the people that you're like, it's not that your who is changing, but it's more about like how you interact with them and the value that you have to offer them. So I see that shifting and expanding. So you're able to connect with more people because you have like more connecting touch points. So yeah, so I mean, and that's all connected with, yeah, ministry, but then there's also an entrepreneurial component to that as well. Hello, Viorka and Dylan. I am feeling a little bit better, and I did have to cancel our mentorship group call last night. I'm planning to be on tomorrow, so hopefully, I was not feeling good this morning, but I was having a good moment, so I was like, okay, my stomach feels settled, so I'm gonna like get on here and go for it while I'm feeling in this settled place. Yeah, I am thanking my peppermint soft gels for that, because I can feel it. Hello, Viorka. I'm going to prophesy over you. Yeah. Yeah, Viorka, I see the Lord. I see the prophetic promises that are over your life. And I just see this beautiful, like I'm just seeing like the beautiful rainbow of the prophetic promises that the Lord has over your life. And I can see where in a past season, it seemed like some of the things that have been spoken over you seem like way too far out of reach. But I just really see this, it's like, I see the Lord picking you up and bringing you up and over and putting you in this place of walking in the fulfillment and walking in the promises and walking in a way that it's like shifting your perspective from the place of frustration of like, oh my goodness, these things just seem so impossible and it seems like the breakthrough is never going to come, to a place of like, oh my goodness, I'm tasting and seeing the goodness of the Lord, and I'm tasting, and even it's like you start to see and taste even just the first fruits of like what he's doing. And as you, it's like I see you, it's like it's this process, but it's this sparking of excitement in you where it's like you're stepping into this place. It's like he's brought you into this place of like hopeful anticipation. And really, it's moving you out of a place of the last season where the Bible talks about like hope deferred makes a heart sick. And so, where some of us had that heart sickness because the things we had been believing for had been deferred for so long. So I see him bringing you into a place of such hope and healing of the heart and excitement and restoring of that like hope in this season. And instead of being under, I just see God really lifting you up and showing you how to get to that place. I'm seeing the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you, Viorica. And so he's got you in this beautiful process and this beautiful journey. And I know I've prophesied this over you in the past, but it's really, there's some key strategic people that he's wanting to connect you with. And I see him connecting you with, and I see them bringing like a balance and a support into your life. And it's like, I actually see that without, like, this is a path that the Lord has called you. And it's one, and this is for a lot of us, like the path that he's called us, we can't go alone because we're not meant to be in isolation. But I really see those strong supports on either side of you. And I see them like girding you up and like really loving you and holding you up and cheering you on. And I just see these ones who are going to just so genuinely love you and celebrate you and cheer you on without jealousy or selfish ambition in a way that you haven't quite experienced before. And so I just like want to release just a supernatural trust to you, just bless you with just an impartation of trust to be able to just so open your heart and to be able to receive these ones who are going to come in, without fear of, of repeat cycles from the past, but of just being embraced and loved and celebrated and championed. So yeah, I bless you to just walk in the promises and see the fulfillment in this season. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Hello, Kelly Lee. Welcome. All right. Who's still on here? Okay, Gloria. Gloria, thanks for saying that. I sound so much better. Honestly, I listened to a recording of myself, and I actually think I sound better in the recording than I sound in my head, when you sound like in your head. Because I still sound really rough in my head, but then when I listen to the recording, I'm like, oh, you don't really sound that awful. But yeah, Gloria, just a little insight in how Jenny works. Maybe I got some my sinuses are fine, but okay, Gloria, Narija. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, Gloria, I just see you robed in a mantle of peace. And I just see God has just so wrapped you in peace. And it's like you walk forward, and I just see you being someone who's just it's like you've so encountered the Lord and you've encountered his presence and his glory. And it's like he's just robed you in this peace. And it's like, it's this force. Is like you are a force to be reckoned with, because as you go and as you move, your peace is bringing, it's shifting the atmosphere. And I just see you really rising up in a new way in this season, as there's been some there's been more like demonic chaos that's been kind of released in the earth and things like that. So as things are swirling in the, second heaven realm is there's yuckiness going on. I really see you, because you are not living fully out of the second heaven realm. You have learned how to access that third heaven realm. And that is the only place where you can really get yourself saturated and just filled with this peace. And so I just see you bringing peace and just really bringing a settling. And I see some people who are drawn to you and are going to want to be and even just in close proximity of you because of what you carry. And it's almost like when they're away and they're, maybe in their own homes or in their own atmospheres, they almost feel tormented and confused and have these hopeless thoughts and these senses of I can't do this. But it's almost like as they come into your presence, because you are a representation of Christ and you carry that peace, there's a calmness and a settling that comes to the minds of people. And it actually brings them into this hopeful place and position. And then it's I see them coming in, and then it's they come in and they come into your atmosphere, they get to taste and they get to see the goodness of the Lord. And then when they go out again, they realize, oh, the torment and the swirl and the confusion is still kind of there. And so it's actually going to pull them, and they're going to want to come like back in into your presence because of what you carry. And it's like something that they're going to experience. And it's like, you don't even have to teach and explain and, use words so much, but you're going to notice this like flow of people. And I feel like the Lord is giving you just like a real grace and real patience to navigate and to deal with some people who have some pretty challenging mental health issues, and maybe even some who've been labeled with like personality disorders. And, I just see you with just such a mother's heart. And it's like, you can, you know, and I've never prophesied this over anyone, but it's like, you know how to love even the narcissist. And it's like, it's almost like the ultimate like personality dysfunction that is like the biggest insult, like if someone labels you a narcissist. But Gloria, I see these people who have been written off by others as like being so hopeless and even cruel and abusers, and in this like kind of personality, and you like just being able to look past all that and look past all their behaviors and just being able to look like, wow, if you're acting this way, man, I wonder who treated you this way, or what life experience did you go through that you're responding in this way. And it's like, you have this ability to like look past that and to see that, the one, even with their poor behaviors and poor personality traits and all that, is just a little orphan that is looking for a place of belonging, but is going about it in all the wrong way. And so I see the Lord, giving you grace and wisdom, and also that straight talking where you're able to like in love speak the truth in a way that cuts off things that are diseased or things of dis-ease that need to be removed. So Gloria, I just bless you. I don't know you at all, but I think that's a good word. I think that's a good word for you. And yeah, hopefully that resonates with you on some level. Hello, Charity. Good to see you. And Irene Grekoff. Hello. Yeah, okay. She's saying so with 3 O's. So that's like very resonating. So resonates with me. Okay. It's fun to prophesy over people that you don't know anything about. And it's actually easier. It's easier to prophesy over someone that you've never met. You don't know a single lick of information about their life, because then it's so much easier just to like, you can tap into the flow of the Holy Spirit without any preconceived notions of like who you think they are or what you think fits with their life. And yeah, she's saying, yes, I have determined to focus on the heavenly realm and to minister from that realm. Yeah, that's so good, Gloria. I mean, you got a name like Gloria. You were destined to be one who walks in the third heavenly realm. Hello, Todd. Good to see you on here. And yeah, well, this has been fun. Okay, Irene, I feel like you're highlighted. I still don't feel nauseous, so I'm like, I can keep going. I can keep going. All right. Just checking in with you all. Just checking in. Okay, who did I say I was going to prophesy over? It left me. Oh, Irene. Okay. Irene. Yeah. Irene, I see that you have been walking with the Lord in such a faith walk, and it's been like these years that you've just walked through, these years of challenge, of difficulty, of it's like I saw you following like a breadcrumb trail, and it was like very much like this, like, okay, Lord, I know you're good. I know you'll give me a sign. I know you're going to break through. What is the next step to take? And it's really been this like place of faith walking where it's just like, okay, one step and then another and then another step. And it's just been like, it's developed a lot of grace and faith and patience where you've really had to like wait on him. And I can see that there's been times where, he hasn't come through until like the 11th hour, maybe the 12th hour. And you're just like, God, when are you going to break through? But he really worked something out in you. And I see that he's going to lead you very differently in this season. He says, the days of following me as following the breadcrumb trail, they're coming to an end. And I am bringing you up to a higher level of faith and a higher level of experience with me. And I see him giving you more solidification to your pathway forward, where you can see things much more clearly. And you are going to be able to see the distance. No longer is it like, we do pray, give us this day our daily bread, but I feel like him say enough is enough. Like, this is not the time for just getting by with your daily bread. This is the time for multiplication and for a filling, and for you to be able to be a resource. And so he is releasing clear strategy and direction forward. And he says, I want to get you. He's bringing you, it's like you've just been like outrunning the poverty curve. Like, you've just been like outrunning, trying to like stay ahead of it. He says, I am going to help you to run way ahead of it and get so far out of it that it can't catch you, and that you're going to be able to be one who actually then turns around and helps other people to shift out of that place of like just barely getting by into a place of like, hey, the resources of God are so much more limitless. And there's a abundance. So yeah, okay. You're saying 100%. Hopefully that's a good. I want to say hello, Julianne August. So it's funny, Julianne, I'm having a moment here because someone asked me a question this morning and I thought about you. And I was thinking about you and I was like, and then you text me, and then I saw your text as I was thinking about you. And then I was like, oh, she's going to be on my Facebook Live today. And then here you are. So it's just funny, like how God gives me these, like, I like was living this moment before it happened. But Julianne, so I got to prophesy over you because you're here. Anyway, Julianne is launching a podcast on February 11th. I want to throw that out there. And it's, Julianne, you have to tell me the name, but I'm going to post it on my page on the launch day. But it's about like getting away from the distraction of screens and social media and all this kind of stuff. And, really what Julianne's teaching people about, like how to like change our patterns and the way that we engage with technology, but like to use it in a way that serves us, but not to be used by it. It really just like resonates with what I feel God has been speaking to me about. There's all these technologies and things that can use us, that we can use to serve and advance the kingdom, but we don't want to be used by them. They can be tools, but we don't want to become tools. Okay, Overcome Digital Distraction. That's the name of her podcast. And I'll just say Julianne is a local church leader. I've never attended her church, but divine connection. And, over the last few years, just super grateful that God has brought her into my life. She's been a voice of wisdom and a confidant and someone who's just really encouraged me in this journey as I'm, doing some things here in Canada and pushing through some religious limitations and atmospheric things here. So I just really honor Julianne and value her friendship. And yeah, she's so much wisdom. So you guys will all check out her podcast when it launches. But Julianne, yeah. I'm so excited for the launching of this podcast. And it's really, it's like the spearhead that's going to just break you through into another level. And I just see, it's like, I see so much excitement and joy for you in it. And I just see this whole new level of like life and enjoyment, because you have been like someone who has been so rock solid, immovable. And, you've stood your ground long and hard. You have been like that massive like tree that is immovable, that is just so grounded for so long. And it's like you have endured for long periods of time. But I just see the Lord is really shifting you into a greater place. Not to say it is a greater, it's a greater place of outflow. And I hear a greater level of delight. I just see so much delight for you in all the things that you're going to step into. And I see that he's shifting the dynamics of your life where you're doing less things for duty and more things for delight. I just hear that. It's more of a season for delight for you because you've been so faithful and you have been like it's like the ox anointing is what I'm seeing, like where you've had that, like you've put your head down and you've just gone and you've been steady and you've got the work done and you've plowed the fields and you've just gone. And I just see is like now you get to rise up on the wings like the eagle. He's shifting the grace in your life in this season. Is going to bring you out into new places and into like new spheres of influence and things that are really, really going to delight your heart. And I just see so many strategic connections, even just like you and I have been connected for who knows what reason, but I love it. But I see more people like that where God is going to just like very strategically connect you with kingdom leaders because of the level of wise counsel that you have to offer. And so it's the wisdom and the counsel of God that you are able to bring into. And I just see you like really being someone who is, you're just a gift. Like you're a gift to people because you're able to come in, really celebrate and love. Like you're such a mother that you celebrate without, there's just no jealousy. Like there's no jealousy, there's no competition, but you are just like 110% about like cheering on and helping people to advance their kingdom call. And so it's really amazing to me that you've been able to be maintained for so long in a religious atmosphere and yet be untainted by the religious spirit. And so there's something really beautiful about that. And so I just bless you to step into this new season and just enjoy the delight that God is bringing into you. And it's like, you know, the podcast is just one thing, but you're going to step out in so many different other areas. And it's going to be like life to you. It's not going to be like no more, not like the trudging, like through the muck and the like mundane, but I just see like freshness and excitement. Yeah. Delight is the word for you. All right. This is good, guys. I don't know. I've been on here probably for half an hour and I'm still not nauseous. So I'm celebrating. My peppermint soft gels have worked and I am feeling good right now. Oh, Marie Louise from Germany. Marie. I prophesied into Canada, US, and Puerto Rico. I might as well prophesy into Germany too. You know, make up for not being, just say not being able to prophesy the last 2 days is more like not wanting to prophesy the last 2 days because I was not feeling very well. All right, Marie. Marie Louise. And I just see the Lord taking things, you know, it's like I can see you in this place of dreaming, in this place of like stargazing, so to speak, and seeing things in the spirit that just like seem so far out there and so like hard to reach. And I just see God like bringing them to you, like bringing them to you and putting them in your hand. I just see him like reaching up and he's just like, he's bringing them to you. And I just feel like this is a season to remove striving. He says, remove striving out of every aspect of your life because it is in the place of rest and trust that you are going to see these dreams and these things, these visions that you've had in your heart for so long, where you're going to see them come into fulfillment. And so there is a beautiful place of rest for you in this season. And in the rest, there's going to be a clarity about, you know, what things you're supposed to put your hand to. Rest is not about doing nothing, but it's about like, you know, resting in our relationship with him and being so in that place of intimacy that we know exactly, you know, where to move and what to do. And it's like that rest that sets us free from the performance motivation or the sense of like, what, you know, even what the outcome is, because it's like, it's just moving with his spirit. And so as you're stepping forward in this season, I just see that the Lord is breaking you out of a holding pattern. He's breaking you out. It's like, I see him putting, you know, he's going to put some good things in your hand, and he's going to show you, look. And it's almost like this, I see it like a father giving a gift to his daughter, and it's solidifying some things in your heart and just really settling some things. And I just see it's this like tasting and seeing the goodness of God. And so I see you having this encounter, Marie, where it's like you're tasting and seeing the goodness of God, and it's going to break you out of a holding pattern, because there was a sense of stuckness in this past season where you felt like you could only go this far and no further, because there was like this backwards pull. But this encounter and this tasting and seeing that the Lord is good, it's going to break you out of that, and it's going to bring you, you're going to be able to move forward in this season and step out into some new things and to try and to experience. I see him, I just heard the phrase upsetting some of your routines. So I see like him kind of like messing with your schedule and kind of like upsetting your routines a little bit. And he says, because he wants to take some of the rigidity out of it and like add more flexibility and adaptability, because you have this really like, really diligent and like disciplined side of you where you're like, you're good at like, okay, do this and this and this and like structure. And you structure things like really well, and you're like consistent and follow through and all that. But he says our strengths, and so it's actually a strength, your diligence and your consistency, the way you can do that, it is your strength. But he says what our strengths, when they're overexerted, actually become bondages or weaknesses. And so I can see where the strength overexerted has become a bit of a bondage, and that's actually what he's breaking you out of. So he's breaking you out of some of that. And he's going to have you just like release some of this control and structure and move into the river of the flow of the Spirit. And so that's what that thing of like messing up your schedule is all about. All right, she's saying yes, and wow, structure, yes. Okay, I don't think I've ever given a prophetic word like that before. Maybe I have, but so I'm so glad to hear that resonates. All right, awesome. Hello, Louise Lee and Tina Marie Hansel. And if there's anyone else on here, Sherry Hogan, good to see you guys. All right, guys, I have a class at 2:00, so I'm just going to hop off so that I can give my legs a stretch before I hop into my 2-hour Zoom launch class. But I'm glad that I'm back and I have the push today to release a little bit of fire. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hi, Chris. I see your thumbs up there. Good to see you guys.